What a piss of the election. Absolute disaster. I want my Trumpster in! I want my Trumpster in. I want him to tell China, stick this up your asshole. I want him to cure the world. Prove that COVID is a Chinese creation. I want him to bring jobs back onshore. I want to make Flint, Michigan my home. That's where I want to live. Flint, Michigan. The home of General Motors. Okay, guys. Cameraman, ready. Soundman, check. Soundman, check. Okay. 3, 2, 1. We're live on the Archie Luxury channel. Hello, my favorite Fikers. How are you? So, guys, if you are a cardinal, and you, please, I'm going to put the link into the comments there. You can come on now. Come on, guys, get your ass on the channel. This is a call to arm. We need you guys on the channel. We're sinking fast. I gotta tell you guys, I've made a few vids yesterday. Too many people are buying stuff at retail prices. Yep, you gotta be very careful. Don't buy garbage. Hello, blue shirt. Hey, I can't hear you. How are you going?
I'm good. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, you okay? You're not taking this Trump thing badly, I hope.
No.
What do you think of the new? I got a new camera. Is this better quality or not? Is the sound better? Tell me.
It's pretty much the same. A little bit better. A little better.
Thank you.
A little better. No worries.
You. A little better. That's great. Great to know. I put hundreds of dollars into equipment and it makes no difference. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Don't shout. You're overmodulating.
I gotta tell you, man, what the hell is happening in America? You guys, have you picked a winner yet, or what? What's going on? It's too close to call.
Yeah, but it's not looking good. It's not looking. It'll be dragged out in the courts for a while, but it's not looking good.
I love my Trumpster. You know this? I just want him to tell China where to stick it, bring jobs back, make America great again. You know what I mean?
I do. Unfortunately,
and I gotta be honest with you. You know, look, the politics inside there. Anyhow, let's just get off that. Let's talk.
Yeah.
Let's talk watches. What's going on? Talk to me. What's happening there? Tell me what's happening.
Not a whole hell of a lot. We talked about Oris last night.
I'm drinking coffee, guys. This is
coffee.
High res. Look at this. Look at this. I can zoom in and get a high res photo. Let me show you. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing the JJ LeCoultre, and I've also got my Patek Philippe. Is it focused?
You gotta hold it still. Let it focus. There you go.
Look at that.
It's nice.
Look at that. The other camera couldn't do that. Look at that.
This is the same camera that Savron got, huh?
Yeah. I didn't get the price he got it at, but I paid a
Super
bit
chat.
more. Bud the Stud, $2. Until he walks out that door, don't count him out. Okay, fair
I hope
call.
so, bud.
Fair call.
I hope so.
Tell me this: is Hunter a bit dodgy or not? Can I just tell me
A
that?
bit.
I don't care. Sorry.
A bit.
I'm not talking about Joe. I'm talking about Hunter's son.
Yeah,
I mean, my son.
yeah.
I got.
He was up, for the high, whatever. He was for sale. Let's put it that way, to the highest bidder.
Okay.
So, what are you gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What do you
Yeah.
think? Okay,
it's all
so
nonsense.
let's. I got to tell you, wristwatches. How are you going there? I honestly, I think most people, 3, 4, 5 is more than enough. What do you think?
Yes. Yeah, that's a perfect collection.
I mean, how many of these damn things do you need, really? I mean, people.
Well, you certainly don't need 6 identical ones. That you don't need. But we all know that. So.
If you were me, what would you do? Just tell me, blue shirt. You got the microphone to yourself. What would you do if you were in charge? Said, right, keep this, keep that, sell this, sell that, and buy this. What would you do? Tell me what
I
you would.
would keep the 5196.
5196.
Quintessential dress watch. Keep that.
Quintessential dress watch.
Yep. Keep the 5110, the world time.
The world time?
One of the most beautiful world time watches ever made. A little small, but it gets a pass because it's just so beautiful.
Yes.
Sell the rest. Get rid of all the Pateks. You only need
the Reverso?
Of course, you keep the Reverso. You can't lose that.
Yeah.
Yep.
Reverso, 5196, and world time.
Yep. Sell the 6006. Sell the 2 5127s. Yankee Doodle, $2.
Yankee Doodle. Best watch for a geriatric about to be president. I would say
Cricket. Vulcan Cricket.
I'd say just a steel Datejust would be great. Datejust 2. That's it.
Super chat.
George Gase, $5. Omega Chronostop 14145.007. Thoughts for $1,000. The Chronostop, that's an interesting thing because it's not a chronograph, it's a chrono stop. You know, these are a vintagey sort of a thing. What do I think of them? They're great, bang per buck. They were a hell of a lot cheaper than a chronograph. Classic chrono stop. There we go. What do you think there? That's the 008. Where's the 00? It's just the color variation. For $1,000, I don't think you can go too wrong, really.
No, you can't. Nope. Not for $1,000.
It's not a bad watch.
No, not at all.
Not a bad watch at all.
Nope.
Then we've got Rooted Rotor. Going to steal it from Trump. #scam. There we go. Rooted Rotor.
Super chat.
Thank you. And we got Alexandro Larente, €5. Do you think a 5168 plus a Panda for a 5712
No.
Love you, Archie and Blue Shirt.
These guys with the Nautiluses, man, they're going.
Yeah, well, the 5168's an Aquanaut and a Panda. No, I tell you honestly, man, I would keep the 2. I would just because if a dealer's offering you this, you can be sure it's in his favor. Remember that. No one does.
You have a Panda and the 5168 is an Aquanaut, you said?
Let's call it up. I think it might even be the travel time.
I don't know these Patek
baby
reference
up here.
numbers.
5168. Oh no, it's the little. It's the classic. Sorry, it's the classic. The classic 5168. Look at this, just the classic Aquanaut.
Aquanaut.
Very, very hot.
Yeah,
very,
Alejandro, do yourself a favor.
Man.
Just hold what you got.
Keep it.
Don't sell the farm for a Nautilus. It's not worth it.
Actually, this Aquanaut is beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. Just enjoy it. You got a Panda, man. So many people on this life can't even get a stupid Oyster Perpetual. Okay?
Correct.
Just
Super chat.
Happy. Chris Marchese, $2. What's going on in the USA right now? Not a lot. It's a disaster. How long is it going to take, you reckon? What do you think?
Who knows? You know, there's going to be court fights over, well, the states where the voting is close. Who knows?
When they've had recounts, it's never really swung the other way. You know that normal. You know what I mean?
Yep. I'll be right back.
Hey, that's okay. I gotta tell you, absolutely beautiful. The Aquanaut. That is the cool. The Beatles. They had the Aquanaut. You know, Paul McCartney, Ringo Starr. John Lennon had a 2499, which obviously that was years ahead of its time. That's one of the most, probably the most beautiful watch in the world, thanks to Yoko. Look, it's a very, very, very hard thing. Here we go. Alexandro Laurenti, €5. Thanks for the advice. Best Archie and Blue shirt. Yeah, I got to tell you, man. I think an Aquanaut is a absolutely stunning piece, and a Panda. They are gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. A Panda is gorgeous. Aquanaut's gorgeous. Just enjoy it, man. That's an amazing, super grail stuff to have there. That's the way you've got to see it there. Here we go. Chris Marchese, $2. Arch, why don't you buy a Grand Seiko? I actually, look, I got to tell you, I'm somebody who gets their genre right. Okay, so when I was doing one watch per brand, I was actually looking for a Grand Seiko. So now I flip them. I'm not doing one watch. If a Grand Seiko came out when I was looking for one watch per brand, I would have pulled the trigger. Definitely pulled the trigger. However, it didn't come. So I got to be totally honest with you there. I don't think the Grand Seikos are amazing watch. It depends what my genre is. When I was doing one watch per brand, yes, but now I've kind of gone into Patek. Hello, Blue Shirt.
Hello, Pontiff. I'm back.
Everything
Sorry
okay?
about that.
Was there a job offer?
No, that was the Rancher.
Is he coming on?
Nah, he's on his way home. You know that we turned the clocks back here in America, so you're an hour earlier than you normally are. So a lot of the punters aren't home yet.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Bud the Stud, $2. My 5167A beats the Nautilus
all day.
All day, yeah.
Why don't we pull that baby up?
So the 5168, this is in gold here. This is a white gold example here. It comes in what other? It comes in rose gold as well. White gold, rose gold.
And steel?
No, the steel is the 7. I think
Gotcha.
That's the 7 there. The 7. Here we go. That's the classic steel 5167A. Absolutely gorgeous. I gotta tell you.
Bud loves his. He had gotten rid of it, and then he bought it back again because he missed it.
Oh,
Yeah, it's a beautiful watch.
I see. You joking, aren't you?
No. So I'm sorry. Where were we? We're keeping the 5196. We're keeping the
actually the 5167. They also did that. They did do it in steel.
They did do it in steel.
They did it in steel.
Okay.
It's the sizings of it. I think it's the sizings there. Look, I never owned an Aquanaut. I never owned one. I liked them. I never got around. Look, they're expensive. Patek is. Look, I'm a
Super chat.
You know, here we go. Chris Marchese, do you think Trump will win? It's stressing me out. I got to be totally honest with you. I think he's lost. I don't think he will. Okay? I'm being totally honest with you. It's a democracy. I don't think they're really cheating with the votes. To be completely honest with you, I don't honestly think they do that.
Okay. Yeah, they found votes in the trash. There are dead people voting, but okay, whatever. It is what it is. It is what it is. We'll just have to suffer through it.
It is what it is there. That's exactly right.
So anyway, 5196, keeping the world time. We're gonna dump everything else,
and the reverso.
Yeah, and the reverso, right? So you have those 3 pieces, 3 dress watches. Then you get a man on the Viking, a man on the Viking moon. Yep.
Yeah, big box.
Big box, Helsolite, manual wind, the 1861. Get a bluesy.
A bluesy, yes. I'd like a ceramic bluesy too.
And get the Explorer 2 back. And then you're done and dusted. Done and dusted.
Wow.
And then the Pontiff's going to get his mojo back, and you're going to be cranking out content, and everything will be right in the world. You'll be happy. You don't have to beat rodents. You need Steel Sports back in your life.
Yes, Steel Sports.
That's it. That's the name of the game.
2, so you'd go for 42 mil?
42 mil, yep. The 216570, like I had. If you want to do the black dial, do the black dial, since you've done the Polar already. That's probably the more unloved one right now, because the Polar's pretty hot. Super chat, Bud the Stud.
Bud the Stud, $2. Archie, no cheating. You're killing us in America. Okay. Thank you, Bud. Thank you. He's a good guy, Bud.
Bud's a great guy. Great guy.
Johnny Rotten. Look what Johnny Rotten said here. Freebie. My advice, keep all the Pateks, as he will not be happy in 5 years when they are all worth double, like his Rolexes. That could be true there.
It could be, but moving Pateks, at least in your part of the world, Pontiff, as you're finding out, is not so easy to. They aren't so easy to move.
No,
you're in a smaller market in a hot climate. Not a lot of call for dress watches.
Schmackos. Did you like the way? You know what Schmacko strips are? Schmacko strips.
No.
They're for your dog. You give them. It's like a piece of meat. It's like. It's like jerky. It's like a piece of meat that's, it's. You give it to your doggy as a treat. Schmacko stick. That's what happens to the leather straps in this climate. They become schmacko strips.
Right.
Schmackos.
So that's what I would do if once everything opens up and we start to travel again. You can go to honkers and bangers and singers.
Oh, they're very tough to deal with. But I could try. Okay, I see what you're saying. Yankee Doodle. Arch, are the Chinese taking all AU Australian jobs too? Look, you can't blame the Chinese. Let me tell you this. It's manufacturing has gone to these countries. They allowed globalization, no protectionism. What do you think's going to happen? It's like, what has happened is, it's like Flint, Michigan. I just watched a series on Netflix, Flint Town.
Don't drink the water.
And Flint used to be, that was the home. Flint, Michigan was the home of General Motors.
Correct.
It was a very middle class town. Once they killed the main job center, it became a cesspot of crime and misery.
Super chat.
Here we go. Alexandra Lorento, €5. Will COVID be the end for SIHH and Baselworld forever? Will be watches presentations always online? Best regards, Blue Shirt, Archie and Blue Shirt. Look, Alexandro, I got to tell you, yes, look, the other thing is too, Baselworld and SIHH, they were damn expensive. They were...
Baselworld.
Millions of dollars. Rolex spent millions. And what did it get? Journalists flew in. It really didn't achieve a lot.
Well, SIHH, which is now Watches and Wonders.
One.
Yeah, that'll I think that's gonna survive in some form once everything calms down virus wise. But Baselworld, I think is done and dusted. They burned their bridges over there.
Greedy.
The Swiss are too goddamn greedy. they jack up hotel rates and restaurant rates, 5, 10 times for the 2 weeks that the show was on, or the week the show was on. So
yeah, it just
serves them right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Here we go. Watches and giggles, $2. Art, sell one Patek, buy the new Sub 41. It's sublime.
It is indeed.
I got it, but where would I get it from? They're not available easily. You know this? They are not available. Super chat. Jeff, $10. Thanks for the great review today. 20 SE.
Jeff,
50.
you got a kick-ass collection, man. You had a kick-ass collection.
Yeah, Jeff was the guy. He had his Yachtmaster stolen, the 40 mil stolen. He had the platinum, which is he got it from David SW. I was suggesting two-tone GMT for him. That's what I was saying.
Yep.
Lovely collection, very very cool collection, and it was a bit of a. Oh my God! I hope you got a safe, Jeff. Get a safe for that platinum day date. That platinum, he's got a platinum day date.
Yep.
Beautiful watch. That.
Yeah, gorgeous.
I think I said get a Patek for that sort of.
You did, and for that kind of collection, it would be suitable.
But what I love is he doesn't have 50 million pieces. He's got a streamline. I think, realistically, 6 or 7 is the maximum watches.
Yeah.
To have. Even 3 or 4 is a great number,
Less.
Like I see people who have boxes full of them, and I don't know if it really makes you happy.
I mean, if with that many watches, you're only going to get very little wrist time with any one of them. So.
And the reality is, servicing can be a drama down the track. You've got all these things to service, and
true.
It's nice to play with them. I get it. I like to play, have a few, you have a collection and that. Correct. We got Doc. It must be time to go. Hello, Doc.
How's it going, gentlemen?
Doc.
Hey, it's fantastic. Is
Bluesy.
This video better? Is this video better on this for you guys or not?
Yeah, it's great.
You have a better quality, I think.
Better quality. I got a new camera.
You changed camera? Oh, good for you.
Yeah, with microphone. So.
Oh, that's right. We can see the horns easier now.
Yeah,
right?
High def.
High def.
But I'm using these cheap headphones because the expensive ones, they're noise cancellation, and I can't. It feels weird with noise cancellation.
No, it's. I'm sure that the punters just want to have you on. That's all they care about. They want to see some screaming and yelling appropriately.
Doc, you're somebody. You don't really trade watches or do much like that, do you?
I've not really sold any significant watches. No, I've lost a few, but I haven't sold.
Tell me this: what's happening with Trump? Is he going to come back? Tell me. Just give me your answer.
There's a lot of shenanigans right now. They even have something called Sharpie Gate, which is that poll workers apparently, even near where I voted, poll workers were handing out Sharpie markers to people to use to mark their ballots when the ballot said to only use an ink pen, either blue or black.
Yeah.
So those votes, the votes with the Sharpies, were discounted and tossed out.
Oh, I see.
So it's a way that people can look, because when you go to vote, at least where I'm at, when you go to vote, they use your driver's license, they pull up your address, they know everything about you, so they know what you're registered as well.
Oh, I see.
One person went on Twitter saying that, and showed, I guess, put up a little picture of what he had. That's why they tell you not to bring your phone, because that's illegal voting, to take a picture of it. But anyway, he was started out with a regular ink pen, like you're supposed to have. They tapped him on the shoulder and said, "Excuse me, sir, that's a dirty pen. We don't want you to use that. Here, use this." And they handed him a Sharpie.
I see. Is this serious, or you just bullshit?
No, this is
I'm
serious.
not making it up at all. I'm telling you the truth.
I'm telling you, there were hundreds of thousands of votes that were thrown away, that they found in the garbage.
They also found, like, suddenly they'd find 100,000 votes all of a sudden being brought in all at once after they shut down they stopped counting at around, what was it, 2 a.m. bluesy, something like that.
Yeah.
And then they resumed it, like several hours later, and suddenly they had 100,000 votes, all of them for Biden, none of them for Trump. What are the odds of that? Even if they were mail-in, what are the odds of that? Plus, they said ahead of time that there was going to be a what they call it, a red. I forget what they called it, red mirage or something like that, where Trump would win on election night, but then all the mail-in votes would be counted and Biden would win, which assumes that none of them would be for Trump, I suppose. So it's all kind of shenanigans going on. Which is why I told people along, it was going to be the Supreme Court Al Gore versus George Bush. Supreme Court. Supreme Court 2.0, the remake. Sudden death. But I'm thinking,
guys, tell me
getting,
this.
Yes, sir.
Go on.
What's that?
Hello. What do you think you're getting?
I'm still thinking of getting a First Amiga in space. I still think that's an excellent watch.
Great watch. Beautiful watch.
And, it's not terribly expensive.
Mm-hmm.
Debating about getting one new versus used. I know you want to get new, of course, or used if you can.
Mm-hmm.
But the used ones go for a little more than $3, but you can pick up a new one for $4.
Mm.
And I keep telling myself I don't need any more watches.
How many watches do you have?
I've got about probably 25.
25 watches. How many good watches do you have?
Well, I'm mostly counting the good ones there. I've got about 5 subs. I've got 2 GMT.
5 subs?
Yeah. I've got 2 nipples, a black dial and a tropical dial. And then I've got that sort of Franken one that's a full stainless, right? With the Yachtmaster bracelet. So I've got that. But then I've also got a 2-tone, standard dial 2-tone rather than a nipple. I've got
you
that
were
one
looking at getting a 2-tone Daytona for a long time. What's going on there?
I debated about that, and honestly, I go back and forth with all the subs that I've got, the 2-tone subs that I've got. Oh, and I've got the purple bluesy.
Yeah, the bluesy.
I can't leave that out.
You almost forgot that, Doc.
Favorite.
Shame on you.
Not forgot it, but forgot to mention it. That's probably the favorite of the what is it? The 5, right? So.
Oh, I see.
But with all that, with those, and then I've got the 2-tone GMT. So that's another Rolex 2-tone. So with all these 2-tone Rolex that I've already got, how often would I wear the Daytona?
Super chat.
Honestly.
Super chat, Tim Wright, $2. Trump already declared victory. What shenanigans?
Yeah, unfortunately, so did Biden, but we knew ahead of it. Biden announced ahead of it that Hillary announced that Biden should never concede, no matter what. And then I think Biden also said he would not concede. So it's no surprises here what's going on. Because I think if he conceded, then it'd be hard to come back. They got to just hang in there.
Yankee Doodle, $2. I no longer own my watches. My watches own me. Sad.
Good point. You get too many of them, I think, and that can happen. That's why I try. Like I say, I don't have an Omega that's decent right now. I mean, I have an Aquaterra, but it's gold. It's more of a dress watch because it's gold, so I hardly ever wear it.
Right.
Right.
So you're thinking that over the Breitling, what was that, the 765?
765. The reason I'm thinking that over the Breitling is I've already got the Super Ocean Breitling, right? And then I've got a Super Ocean chronograph Breitling. It's a limited edition one. And then I've got a vintage gold top time Breitling, like 1965.
Ooh.
So I think I got enough Breitlings. I really shouldn't get another Breitling, right? I should be getting
So you need to add another Omega.
another Omega.
Okay.
Right. But then Ron the Shrink said, every time you look at that Omega, you'll be saying to yourself, I should be wearing that Daytona. And then Herman Soes says, when are you going to wear the good stuff?
Right.
So there I am.
Right. That's why the Pontiff had the burgundy Tudor Black Bay, and then he sold it, and then he got it back again, and he sold it because he was wearing that instead of wearing the good stuff.
Well, interestingly, the dog trainer, he got his stuff a burgundy one, and then he sold it.
Right.
Bought another one. I don't know if he wears it.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, the dog trainer's really enjoying that gold Submariner. He loves it, doesn't he?
Mm-hmm. Well,
That's
why
on my
wouldn't
list
you?
of exactly. Who wouldn't? That's actually on my list of,
It's amazing
winning the
watch.
life lottery. If I come into some big money, just like here you go. I've been looking at prices. I think you can get yourself into a pre-ceramic full gold sub for right around 20. It'll be nice.
Do you want a pre-ceramic? I think the ceramic one is so much better. It's got the newer clasp. You know what I mean?
I have a 7 plus wrist on the right. I have a 7 minus wrist on the left. So I'm right-handed. So I just think the other one's like wearing a gold brick, gold bullion, which is nice, but I'd like something more than a gold bullion. I'd like a watch. So
No, I understand. The
proportions are just perfect on a pre-ceramic, I think.
You're
They're a
really
great
kind of ambivalent about your gold sub Pontiff. I mean, you loved it, but you don't really miss it, do you?
No. That became the world time. I'd rather have the world time any day of the week.
There you go.
Look, I'm not somebody, you got to realize this, I'm not somebody who can just keep everything. That was a lot of money. You got to understand, a gold sub or a world time, that is a fortune.
True.
Okay?
True.
But man, oh man, though, you notice it from across the room.
Look, it's
got presence.
Look, I'm very philosophical like Blue Shirt. You know what? I really don't regret selling or trading in watches I've had. I needed the money to buy something. Look at Blue Shirt. You don't regret 1 minute trading them in. You had the bluesy. You got the bluesy now. You had to sell the other two, or else you wasn't gonna. It just couldn't be done.
The numbers weren't going to work.
Yep.
Bud the Stud, $2. Green gold GMT.
Ooh.
Or Yacht Master rose gold strap. Forget Pav diamonds. Pav dial. No. I'd go for the green dial GMT. That's a great piece.
Yeah, I'd have to agree, Bud. Green dial gold GMT.
Yeah. I got to tell you, seriously, you got to enjoy these things. It's nice to have had it. Look, how long are we really here for on Earth? You think about it, right?
Not too
You
long.
When
really
we were in
wanna
high
know?
school.
You might not really want to know.
No. But I mean,
Very
seriously,
long.
you think about it. Okay, when we're young kids, we're too young and too immature. We're in our
Some call
teens.
it
We're chasing birds. We don't really have money for Rolexes unless we're from a privileged family, and then you don't really appreciate it.
Right.
20s, okay, 20s. Then it's really in your 30s and 40s that this is a men's type of hobby.
Correct.
30s, 40s that you have a bit of leftover money and you could get a few watches. Seriously, I mean, for most people, you might get one Rolex in your 20s, but that's it. You don't get any more, really. Okay, they're expensive. You've got housing. You got to pay for housing, all sorts of things, kids and stuff like this. So once you're in your 50s, you're in the last if you've got employment, you're in the last stretch where you're earning more money. You've got a good work. You got to pat down. So then what you've got to do is you get a few watches that give you some enjoyment. 50s, 60s, 70s, and if we're lucky, we'll make it to the 80s. But by the time we're in the 80s, it's all over Red Rover.
Correct.
70s, I mean, you've really...
That's the last hurrah.
If you're the type running for president, by that point in the 80s, you may not know what a watch is or what it's for.
I got to tell you, I think in many ways there people used to use cars. Cars were more, that was the big thing. I mean, what do you think, Blue Shirt? Was it cars people would buy in their 50s and 60s? What do you think?
Yeah, for sure. That was the, you know, the midlife crisis, or the post midlife crisis was buying a sports car. And you know what, I don't see that as much, and you still see it, but just not as much. But with watches, I think it's only getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
But I don't think millennials and the younger, I don't think they're really into watches that much, generally speaking.
Yeah, not yet. No.
Yeah, but watches are kind of, look, it's a very changing place there. So okay, say you got rid of, what else would you have as a hobby? What's a good hobby? You want to have a nice hobby, something you can buy. You don't want to, what do you want to do? What do you want to collect? You know what I mean?
Something not involving sex, right?
Exactly, you know?
Okay, I'm kind of at a loss then.
You know, what do you want to have then? What do you want? You want something that's usable, and, you know, the other thing is too, it's a very much of a social thing. You want to have something that other men collect and have as well, you know? Like, what did Americans buy? You would buy a good watch. You always wanted a good camera, didn't you? You know, you think cameras were expensive for a good camera?
Right. Now nobody uses cameras. Nobody has cameras. Because everybody has a camera on your phone now.
Yeah, true. But I mean, that used to be what you'd buy. You'd buy a good stereo. Stereo equipment was expensive.
Right.
You always wanted a good car. Men always wanted a good car.
Yep.
Now what's happening with cars? Plastic water pump. Plastic. And people are getting the shites with them, I think. Plastic.
Yeah, you gotta, you know, choose where you spend your money wisely. And if you have an opportunity to, you know, either get into a Rolex or a Patek or something like that, you know, your money is safe. And you know, just getting back, I know, Doc, that you're a big vintage guy and you love pre-ceramics, but let me tell you, and the Pontiff knows this because he tried on the Cermet, the new Submariner. They nailed it. They really, really nailed it.
100%.
Is perfect. The dimensions are perfect. It's just, they nailed it.
I'm just not willing to pay the premium.
Yeah, no, you would never ever pay a premium.
And you can get yourself a pre-ceramic one. And quite honestly, I mean, I know you're saying that, you know, it's a valuable watch probably and et cetera, but I think the pre-ceramic has more room for, you know, for appreciation, just because there's less of them, you know. And for me, I happen to like the look of it, and it fits my wrist nicely. I just like it, so it feels nicer. I put on the ceramics; they just feel a little heavier. I don't know. Could just be all in my mind.
No, I mean, everybody. That's what makes the world go round. Everybody has different likes and dislikes. I'm just saying that, you know, everybody was freaking out when they announced the changes to the Sub, and I was never a big Submariner fan, but it wears fantastic. It looks fantastic. It just they just nailed it. They nailed it 100%.
Watches in giggles, $2. Arch, what's the next watch on your radar? Look, I got to tell you, thank you, Watches in Giggles. I got to be honest with you. Instead of just buying things frantically, I got to do a bit of. I want to sell a little. I want to reduce. I want to reduce a bit, but I tell you honestly, what's on my radar? I would love a Omega Speedmaster.
Yeah.
The iconic Pontiff watch.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah, I would love one. I really would love one. Look, I would love a Rolex too, but the Rolex would be double the money.
True.
So I'm kind of thinking, I would really love.
Unless you went jingly jangly, pre-ceramic.
I'm thinking Explorer 2, 42, and a Speedy would be a great combo. That'd be a great combo.
Mm-hmm.
I got to be honest with you. I think there comes a time where you don't. How many of these watches? These are damn expensive things to service. There's upkeep and costs and
service.
How many of?
I'm supposed to service it. I'm just. Yes, costs. I'm kidding.
Mind you, with vintage, sometimes it's best not to service. Just leave the bloody thing alone.
Well, actually, I found a watchsmith that was totally honest. That's now what he told me about the 4 digits. It's from '66. He says, no, it's perfect. Sounded perfect to him. He said, this has never really been worn. Leave it alone.
I got to tell you, I got a lot of respect for people who have one watch they've worn all their life.
Mm-hmm.
It's like a badge of honor. You know what I mean? They have one watch.
Bluesy would appreciate this because my purple Bluesy is just that watch. You can look at it and tell it was worn. That's why it's purple. But also the edges are rounded on it. I don't think it was really because they polished it. I think it was because it was just worn to death. I think it was a daily driver.
Yeah, that's such a cool watch, Doc.
Absolutely.
And I gotta say, man, with the watches themselves, I think it's a great hobby. There's many.
It's one of man's healthier hobbies. How about that?
Right.
Yeah. It's it's hard to pick things that are going to be so popular. There, Mr. C, $1. Thank you, Mr. C.
Now we are talking about luxury watches.
I'll just be one tick there.
Because imagine before, I don't know about you, Bluesy, but I think you're in the same boat as me, that before we found the Pontiff, we were spending money on gold-plated Seikos and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
And, even in the Seiko crowd, that's not the watch you want.
Correct.
And it was just wasted money. Buy it for a couple $100, you wouldn't even be able to sell it for better than 50.
Yep. Couldn't agree more. And the
luxury watches, you keep getting your $5,000.
Exactly. Because it's not
You're
about.
Still loving your Bluesy?
Still loving it, man. Still loving it. Still, every time I look at it, it makes me smile. I wear it every day.
It's actually, you're a lucky man to have found that happiness because, obviously some of us are still looking for it, which is why we go from watch to watch,
Yeah.
I mean, the Bluesy is almost it's kind of your daily go-to.
Yeah. Right? Yeah, it is.
But that's why you bought it. Blue Shirt Buddha he bought this watch to wear the damn thing. It's not a safe queen. It's not.
But a lot of people, they get a watch like that. It's gorgeous. But then a week later, they're looking for something a little more gorgeous. Right?
I don't think there's any more gorgeous. I got to be honest with you. I think the most beautiful two-tone watch in the world. The most beautiful two-tone watch in the world. Now, I'm sorry. I am very sorry. There, it's not actually a.
He's going to say Seiko, isn't he? He's going to say Seiko.
It's
Super chat.
Here we go. Super chat. Thomas Burdett, £5. Money, no object. Would you go for a vintage Rolex reference 3525, or would you spend that amount of money, $500,000, on a different watch? Pull it up. Okay, let's get this up on the screen
First of
now.
all,
Tom is coming out with the heavy hitter here.
He's coming up with something here. For me, $500,000.
Just out of interest, the most beautiful two-tone watch in the world is rose gold and steel Aquanaut. Sorry, Nautilus chronograph. Look at that. I think that's the most beautiful. Okay, so this is a. Let's call this one up here. It's a Rolex. What's the number?
3525. 3525.
Ooh. But you know the funny thing with this watch is, it's super valuable. Yeah, I get it. But if it didn't have the word Rolex on the dial, it'd be worth $2,000, $3,000. What would it be worth?
Probably something like that.
It wouldn't be worth.
What? That's a watch. Is that from the 40s or 50s?
Yeah, 40s.
Wow. So it would be.
$500,000. Wow.
You know what?
Isn't it $500,000 because somebody famous wore that watch?
I reckon I'd get an 817 one. I think this is more beautiful. Okay, I think this is more of a beautiful watch. 8171. It's a triple date moon phase.
I don't know.
I think that would be my type of. If you want to go for that's the ultimate vintage Rolex for me. That's what it is. And I got to be totally honest with you. The most beautiful watch in the world, there can only be one. It's got to be a Patek 2499. This is the most beautiful. John Lennon had this watch. That is it. This is it. That's
would it be so valuable if John Lennon hadn't had that watch?
No, it makes no difference. They don't even know where John Lennon's one is, but it's the 2499, probably the most classic, most coveted Pateks of all time. One of the most coveted.
Super chat,
Steve, $2. Honest thoughts on Rolex alternative, Tudor or Omega?
It depends. If you're looking chronograph, then Omega. Yeah. If you want,
if you're trying for the diver, of course, Tudor might be the way to go.
Yeah, exactly. Really depends on what you're looking for.
And that's what you have to decide what you love more: divers, chronos.
Tell me
Everybody
this.
has their thing.
What do you think the most beautiful watch in the world is, Blue Shirt? And I'll ask you in a minute, Doc. The most beautiful watch in the world. I reckon that the 2429, otherwise a 2523, which is it's a Patek World Time. These are like $1.5 million. That's what I'd say the most beautiful watch in the world. What would you go for, Blue Shirt? Give me what is the most beautiful. It doesn't have to be super expensive. What do you think the most beautiful?
It's the.
Don't say
going to be a Rolex.
Don't say G-Shock.
No.
What would it be
either
for you?
Either a datograph or the JLC Giro Tourbillon Westminster chime. That thing is just.
Lange, you'd go for Lange datograph.
Yeah, they're so beautiful.
Oh my God, you would do that.
You're a big Lange fan, though, aren't you?
They're just, Doc. You have to put one on your wrist. You have to put one on the wrist. You have to look at the dial, and then you have to flip it over and look at the movement, and you'll just fall in love, because there's no watch that has a movement with such depth to it as that watch right there has. It's amazing. Here we
go. We've got a super chat in there. Thomas Burdett, you like the 8171? That's the Rolex triple date moon phase. What about the 6036? I got to be honest with you. I prefer the 817 Rolex. What was the other one? 6036. Let's get this baby up here. Yeah, that was the one that they had one with diamond. Look, I honestly prefer the 8171. This is an oyster case. The 8171's not an oyster case. It's just that's my preference. Okay.
You want to know what else?
My fantasy.
was a
Go
really
on.
gorgeous looking watch.
What's that? What's that?
It was the only watch from not last year, but the year before, I think. It was the Breguet Type 20 with the brown dial. They only made one for the Only Watch charity auction. That's absolutely stunning. Love that
Gotcha.
one.
That's got to be up there in price.
Yeah, I forget how much it was auctioned off for. You know, they have all different manufacturers come and they make one watch.
Yes,
the
you're
Patek
right
one was sold for millions and millions of dollars. That is.
Ooh, that's a vintage. That's a vintage Breguet.
That's a vintage one.
Those are nice. Yeah,
if you look at Breguet Type 20 only,
they did the Type 20 in a salmon dial. Did you know that? You could get a salmon dial one.
No, I didn't know that.
Yeah,
the vintage one has a proper
and they also did a blue
so.
one as well. A blue one as well. They had a blue one.
Well,
Doc, ultimate watch. Give me your ultimate watch. Give me the ultimate, no money problem. Just give me the watch. Give me the watch. What is it?
I have two. I have a modern and I have a vintage.
Go for it.
Go for it.
The modern we've talked about is the 5170P.
Diamond 5170.
Diamond indices.
Yeah. And it's
beautiful.
It's beautiful. It's subtle. And the P is for pussy. They'll be on you like a magnet, right?
It's a beautiful watch.
And that's under $100,000. I could, if I won a lottery and I said, I'm going to treat myself, that's under $100,000. What can you ask for more than that? And probably you would keep your $5,000.
Yeah, for sure.
So what's not to love? I'm not a Patek guy, but when I saw this, I didn't even know it was a Patek until after I fell in love with it.
Yes, that's a bit like your Daytona thing. You're looking just at cool watches, and it just happened to be a Daytona.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the other one, since you mentioned that, the other one would be a Paul Newman Daytona, an exotic dial 4-digit Daytona. I think those run in the $200,000 or $300,000 range.
I'm sure.
But if you find one that's authentic, I went to the AD Vegas. They had a little museum. They had one behind the glass. Absolutely gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
Doc, I love your taste because these both are gorgeous.
Now, I want to ask you guys the next question. What is the most beautiful two-tone? I've already said the Patek Nautilus two-tone, rose gold and steel with the blue dial, the chronograph. What would you pick as the most beautiful two-tone bluesy? You can pick my one if you want. You tell me, blue shirt.
And thank you, blue shirt, for the compliment.
No problem, no problem. Well, I have to say that the watch on my wrist is the most beautiful two-tone watch because I'm absolutely in love with it. So,
and that's a 216613, isn't it?
LB. Yep.
I like your style.
Lunette bleu.
You know what you love, and you love what you know that's on your wrist right now.
Yep.
There are plenty of people who are jealous of that. There are plenty of people who are
absolutely. And for you, Doc, what's the most beautiful two-tone watch in the world?
It's interesting because I'm not a big two-tone guy. My answer is very similar to blue shirts. I own already what I think is quite nice. It's a 1675 two-tone 1969 nipple dial
Love
with
that watch.
oval link Jubilee bracelet. That's the way they did it in '69. And for a two-tone watch, that one does it for me.
I see. Two-tone 1675. Wow.
Lovely, Doc. Lovely.
And it looks similar to that. Imagine that one in the photograph on the right with a oval link bracelet, which is what it came on in 1969. The oval link is a little more comfortable.
His head's an oval link one here.
And
a little bit of stretch. Little bit of stretch.
Little stretch is okay. I don't mind that. It's one of those things when I wear it, people ask, actually, I was on a plane and a girl asked if it was my grandfather's watch. She's like, did you inherit that watch? Is that like your grandfather's watch? I said, well,
I think she's trying to flirt with
you.
you. She's trying to compliment you. That's what I think it is.
We did exchange cards. We did talk. Let's just say.
Yes, she was nuts, wasn't she? We already discussed that.
A little bit.
But that's okay. Something was wrong.
It's okay. It's okay. Usually they're on good behavior until you get married.
Sorry, say that again, Doc. Doc, this is very good wisdom. Just run that by me again. Usually they're on good behavior.
Usually if they're a little crazy, they're on good behavior until they get married. So it's okay if you're just kind of dating for a while.
My God, I think you've just said something very, very, very
profound,
very profanic,
That was
whatever.
a mistake on my part. I really should be focused on the watches.
Yeah, so they only show their true craziness after the wedding. Is that right? You're saying?
Well, I should say that's when they show their maximum craziness.
Right.
My God. Yeah, I think you have nailed it, to be honest.
But I found that out the hard way. So please don't make the mistake I made. Yeah, I don't recommend it to amateurs.
I think getting married shouldn't be recommended to anyone, you know, unless you're having 40. Children.
You know, I don't understand people who do it just for the heck of it. Never made sense to me, you know. It's like you're not doing it because, you know, you're having a kid or something. No, I'm in love. Okay.
Oh my God.
Good luck with that one.
Right.
Good luck with that one. 100%. 100%. Jeez, he's very profanic, our Doc here. Tell me this, guys. It's very interesting. Blue Shirt, you've got a compact collection. Doc has just gone crazy on watches. He doesn't seem to have any restraint.
Oh, thanks for saying I'm weak.
He buys what he likes, and he's got a beautiful collection.
It's different philosophies. Yep. I got to tell you, I kind of do like, Doc, I must say, I do like selling off, like Sovereign never sells anything. So actually, I forgot to send him an invite, speak of the devil. Paul, €2.29. Why standard Rolex 41 sub prices falling so fast? I don't think they are. Are they falling? How are they falling? What's he talking about?
Not the last time I checked.
£2.30. Why standard Rolex 41 sub prices? I don't think they are. You can't get it.
I think he woke up from a bad dream.
Yeah. Thomas Burdett, £2. Doc, 6239 pulsation dial or 6263 Paul Newman.
Oh, Thomas, coming up with good ones tonight.
Bringing the hard questions, because obviously the pulsation dial is supposed to be something I go for.
Correct.
But I've actually seen that, and really it's just a bezel change, right?
Correct. Yep.
Yeah.
Whereas a Paul Newman is an exotic dial, much rarer, much more interesting, and I don't own one, right? I don't own an exotic dial, so I'd go for the exotic dial. I mean, it's just, and it's interesting to think that back in the day, that was the one no one wanted. It was a cheaper dial. No one really wanted it.
Yep, dog of the range.
The dog of the dog, because even the standard Rolex Daytona wasn't selling off the shelf, but at least the dial, the Singer dial, had the indices that popped. The light bounces off of it almost like a diamond. It's hard to understand it until you see it. But an exotic dial, it's a little different. It's not flashy in any way like that. I'd advise anyone near the Wynn Motel in Vegas, the watch guys, to go check it out. It's in the glass, in the museum. If you're nice, they'll let you go to the museum.
Cool.
I walked in and I decided to wear my 4-digit to Vegas. And then they saw it, and I'm talking with her and asking her what sport watches she has, and she sees the watch.
Yeah.
She says, "Oh my goodness, you're a Rolex fan." And then I said, "Yeah, I like vintage mostly, but I want to see what you have otherwise." And she says,
Yeah.
"Let me show you a special room we have in the back." It was their
Nice.
museum.
And what was there in the back?
It was the museum.
Oh wow! She
They had-
invited you into the museum.
She invited me into the museum, and my sister was there. My sister said, "I think she was hitting on you."
Wow, that's a great story. Guys, we're gonna wrap this up. It's at the hour mark. I want to thank you guys for coming on today.
I appreciate you giving me 30 minutes. I was expecting 5.
We love you. We love you. I love you. I want to
It's
say
hard.
thanks,
It's hard
guys.
getting out of the morgue, you know. I try.
Always
I
love to
want to
talk
say
to you,
thank
Doc.
you.
I appreciate that, Blue
Keep
Shirt.
collecting. Look, the thing is this. Look, guys, the wonderful thing is with a good hobby like this, you can keep. It's a diversion to the reality that is life in this COVID world. And I gotta be honest with you, man. I've been a little bit down with this COVID. I can't travel. We can't do things. You know, I can't sell some things. You know, I can't sell a damn watch to save myself. Things will get better. I really
Things
do.
will get
hope
better,
so.
and you know, depending upon what happens here in the States, it could be January or it could be 4
I
years.
gotta be honest
from
with you.
January.
I get the feeling with the Trumpster. You look at these guys. They come into the presidency. They come out so aged. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah,
Not Trump though. He looks the same, doesn't he?
yeah, pretty much.
But I gotta say, I think Trump will probably, you know, okay, let's just pretend he loses and that there. I think he'll come back and say, Jesus, what did I do that for? That wasn't a great experience. You know, I mean, he likes the
Definitely.
ego. He loves the ego. Okay, fair enough. You know, but
You
man,
gotta give it to
it's-
him though. He couldn't have done it just for ego.
it's very, very, everyone's at you. You know what I mean? Like that politics today, everyone seems to be at you to get you. You know, they
Oh
just
yeah,
want
you
to.
got a bullseye on your back.
Well, interestingly,
Exactly.
my sister says something to me. It's profound because she's not a voter at all. She doesn't even
Yes.
bother voting,
Yes.
and she's not into politics. But why is it that all sides are going so hard on the president? Not just the opposing party, but all sides.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I
Yeah.
said, well,
No,
maybe
that's-
that's
that's
something
a-
to think about. He's
That's
a
a
little
true-
different.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay, guys. See you tomorrow.
All right, later,
Tomorrow,
fellas.
guys. Later, guys.